Good morning and welcome back to Withrow Urban Homestead. Today is March 28th and it's time to sheet mulch the garden with cardboard. Typically, I sheet mulch with cardboard in the fall. I put mulch on top of the cardboard. But last fall, I didn't finish the whole garden. So today, we're going to do this area. First, I want to rake up any landscape pins that are left over from sheet mulching in the fall of 2023. Also, any old tape and rocks. Now let's pick up the metal pins, the old tape, and rocks. Anything else that we find. We're not going to worry about the weeds. We'll just leave those. I use landscape pins if I sheet mulch with the cardboard, but I don't immediately put down some type of heavy mulch. I use the landscape pins to hold the cardboard in place because the wind will blow it away. Sometimes sheet mulching the garden is a multiple day process. That's one time I'll go ahead and use the landscape pins. Or if I'm putting on a light mulch like hay or fall leaves, I have to pin the cardboard in place. But if I'm mulching the same day with a heavy wood chip, I don't have to use landscape pins. Now in the fall of 2023, I use fall leaves, so that's why there's landscape pins in this area. It is best practice to remove the tape from the cardboard before you lay it down. But honestly, I just don't have time for that. So now I'm going to pick up any old tape that I find. And sometimes the fall leaves, the bags that we collect curbside, have rocks in them. Maybe that yard had rocks in their landscape, and when they raked up the leaves, it got mixed in. I don't mind leaving some rocks in the garden, but since I see these, I'm going to go ahead and pick them up now. And I use lots of zip ties. Sometimes I cut them off and they just fall in place. We don't have any walnut trees, but the squirrels bring them in and bury them in the garden. I don't mind leaving a few shells, but walnut shells can be toxic to plants. So if I see them, I'm going to go ahead and pull them up. I've been sheet mulching with cardboard in the fall or spring for about 12 years now, and it really helps block the weeds. It holds in the moisture and it helps build soil. Now you see all these along here? These are tri-cornered onions, a wild onion. And they are invasive. They are everywhere. They used to be all over this garden. They're still heavy in the front. You'll see they're drowning the strawberries. But back here, I've really cut down on them because of the sheet mulching. But my neighbor still has them, and every year they creep over a little bit. More rocks. Now the last time we sheet mulched this area was the fall of 2023, and we topped it with fall leaves. And we planted into it in the spring and the summer. And we left the leaves in place. But this area right in front of me, I did sheet mulch in the fall of 2024. I covered it with cardboard and topped it with old compost. But the squirrels have dug up this area. That's why the cardboard's destroyed. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up right now and start over. Now, why do they dig? They're hiding their treasures. Of course, it's my fault. I feed them. Okay, putting on gloves is wise because I just found some glass. Sometimes if you collect bags of leaves curbside, they might have glass in them. That's always a good idea to use gloves. I moved these strawberries over in the fall. I wanted to protect them from the birds and the squirrels stealing the berries. And I did sheet mulch this area first. And I cut into that cardboard and I planted the strawberries down into the soil. And as you can see, the squirrels have not destroyed this area. And I only see a few weeds. That's one benefit of sheet mulching with cardboard. That's much better. Not perfect, but better. Big benefit of sheet mulching in the fall, it allows me to do no dig method of gardening. I don't have to till every year. I don't have to mess up the life in the soil. I just leave it. Because in your soil, it's alive. I wish all the cardboard was this big. See the slits along the edges? Weeds will grow through those. So I'm going to slip some cardboard underneath to block it. Let's go get some more. We're probably going to pin this in place because I'm not sure I'm going to mulch today. One benefit of doing the sheet mulching in the fall is in the spring, there's only be a few weeds, and the cardboard's going to be soft and easy to plant through. I don't plant in the top layer. I go through the cardboard down into the soil. One benefit of waiting and sheet mulching in the spring is the cardboard is harder and it blocks more weeds throughout the summer. It's harder for those weeds to punch through. But on the downside, it's harder for me to punch through, and I have to actually cut holes with a knife to plant into it. So I want to overlap all the cardboard. Old weeds and old mulch, any organic matter, I just leave on the soil and cover over it. It's going to break down and add to the life of the soil. All the old mulch from 2023 and the cardboard is already broken down. Next week, I'm going to plant onions along here, and that's the reason I want to get this done. I found another big piece of cardboard. I'm going to use this compost as a mulch. I'm going to layer it on top. Started filling this up in the spring of 2024 and stopped in October of 2024. It's done. I'm going to wait on the landscape pins. It's not windy, and I'm going to mulch it soon. And the next video is when I'll be putting down the mulch. Thank you for visiting Withrow Urban Homestead. See you later. Bye-bye.